Hi, my name is Lunga Lukuzai, and I'm a SAICA trainee accountant based in Sandton. As from January 2025, the ITC, the Initial Test of Competence, will change to the IAC, which is the Initial Assessment of Competence. But the name isn't the only thing that changed, right? Surely there's a difference between the ITC and the IAC. There is. In this video, we're going to discuss the key differences between the old ITC and the new IAC. So the first difference is the number of days in which these assessments are written over. In the traditional ITC, you write 4 papers which are split out into 2 days. Each paper is 3 hours each, so you write for a total of 12 hours. The IAC, on the other hand, is written over 3 days. 1 paper each day, each paper being 4 hours. So you come to a total of 12 hours still. So literally, the only difference so far is the number of days in which you take the paper. And instead of taking 4 papers, you only write 3 papers now. So the way that SAICA aims to achieve this is by increasing the number of marks per paper. So in the current ITC, each paper is 100 marks, and that's why you write for 3 hours. But in the new IAC, each paper is worth 120 marks, which is how you come to a total of 4 hours per paper. Another key difference between the ITC and the IAC is reading time. And some of you are going to be very excited about this because some people really did not like the fact that you need to sit for 30 minutes and wait for them to say start writing. Some of you felt like it is a waste. Well, now you're covered. Under the IAC, there will be no reading time. The second they give you that paper, and once they say you may begin writing, it is completely up to you what you do with your 4 hours. If you want to read, then you can read. If you want to write as you read, you can write as you read. You can basically do whatever you want now. So it's pretty much the same, right? There's no huge change yet. The only thing that differs now is that instead of taking it over 2 days, you take it over 3 days. Instead of each paper being 100 marks, it's now with 120 marks, and there's no reading time anymore. Those are the only differences between the ITC and the IAC. But why would SAICA change? What are they doing? What are they trying to achieve by this? Well, currently we are all under the SAICA CA 2025 program, and it has its own objectives and goals that it wants to achieve, right? The SAICA 2025 program is a 5-year plan, and it has certain goals that SAICA would like to achieve. But 2025 is next year, and SAICA decided, hey, we now have a new program which is called CASAs of the Future, and they have new goals and new objectives that they are trying to achieve. And one of the ways that they're trying to achieve this is by changing the way that the ITC is tested, and which is why now we have the IAC. So what is SAICA trying to achieve by this? Obviously, they're not just doing all these things just to bother you, right? They're not just doing it for fun, right? It's not only that the number of days in which you take the test change and the number of marks per paper. Those are just semantics. What they're trying to do is they're trying to evolve the ITC through the IAC. And the things in which they will actually assess in the exam will start changing as well. Let me explain. So under the traditional ITC, right, their focus is predicated upon financial accounting, management accounting and finance, taxation, and auditing, right? Yes, they do assess your PVAs a bit, but under the IAC, they will go more in depth into assessing your PVAAs, which is your professional values, attitudes, and acumens. I think I said that incorrectly. Please correct me down in the comments below. But they are going to assess that in more depth, but they're also going to start assessing digital acumens a lot more, and they will start assessing your knowledge on the public sector. So all of these things align with the project that they are having with the CASAs of the future, right? They're trying to focus more on artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, all these things, because they're not just trying to develop typical accountants. They want you to be business leaders, right? They want chartered accountants to be business leaders, not just an accountant. Anyways, this is still in discussion with the top universities all over South Africa. They are trying to communicate this the best way that they can, and the universities are now starting to try align themselves in the best way that they can so that they can best align with what SAICA requires from a competent candidate. So the IAC, like I said before, it's going to start in January 2025, but all these changes will fully be implemented in 2027. So if you haven't started going deep into PVAAs and your digital acumens and the public sector, relax, still okay. These changes are fully going to be implemented in 2027 according to their website.